Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. Well, this time around the Australian dollar price action was a little bit whipsaw but ended on a firmer note in New York and now shows further strength after rejecting the key level of 66.65 and may take the challenge on towards the region of 67.5 to 68 cents. I like the way the divergence came in first of all, and then from the whipsaw price action, the market is strengthened from the RSI and now puts a further threat to the upside. With any pullback, still expect to see good demand from that base, which I mentioned at 66.65. Looking to the euro, the dollar index, which measures the greenback strength against a basket of 6 major currencies, ended to a flat tone. And while that was the case, the market for the euro has strengthened and is heading on now towards the region of 110, following the recent US Consumer Price Index release. According to the US Labor Department, the US consumer inflation in December for 2023 rose to 3.4% a year ago after dropping from 3.1%. Although there was a mild increase, the market has viewed that the basis of the month-on-month it only increased by 0.3% compared from 0.1% gain in November and unchanged from the readings in October and September. However, the core price eased for the third straight month, suggesting that the Federal Reserve will find support for its cautious stance on interest rates coming when the market views in the next quarter. The core price, a closely watched metric excluding volatile food and energy prices, rose to 3.9% from a year ago and just above forecasts of 3.8% increase. Meanwhile, on Friday, investors will get another reading on the inflation from the Producer Price Index, or the PPI. The preferred inflation gauge, or the personal consumption expenditure, is released at the end of every month and has recently shown inflation to be lower than the CPI number. So therefore, although there is much talk of a potential delay in rate cuts, I'm still holding my view that March is still on the cards and therefore could see a weaker dollar that should head back towards 100, and that would see further gains and therefore put the euro on its trek to beyond 110 and maybe up towards the region of 111.5. With much weakness coming back into the dollar in terms of the dollar yen outlook, yen has strengthened, now posing a threat to the downside. After its recent strength, we could see a tumble, that is down towards the region of 144.5, or maybe even seeing from the breach heading back towards the 142 area. I do like the way the technicals are breaking down for the RSI, and if we get a break through the midway point, should strengthen the case. Sterling extends its demand following 7 out of 8 days of strength and now close to claiming the 128 area, which I feel could extend, and that is on towards 129. I do like the way this market has shaped up to a bullish case, and therefore sterling should be the main component across the board as strength has increased and therefore see that rise. Any pullback should remain shallow. After a whipsaw price action for gold, the market ended flat, but still above the key area of 2022 to 23. And from that, we could see further gains on towards, and I'm still holding the target around 2054 to 56, and before turning the view to a slightly weaker case. Nevertheless, the pattern is forming in terms of demand and strength above that 2022-23 area, with the immediate target seen around 36 onto 42, and as mentioned to 2054 and 56. This roller coaster ride for oil shows another case to the bullish side as the market now, as you can see from the RSI and the MACD, strengthening, and that puts the case back to 74, 20, 35, or even on towards $75 a barrel. Any weakness should remain limited. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for joining me, and as always, look out for the intraday report. I hope you enjoy the great start to the new weekend.